everybody. Happy Monday to you. Thanks for joining us here on Northern Life. Monday, right?
Mondays. What can you do?
Can't
say it any better than that.
Garfield said it the best. Garfield, whatever his name is. Garfield, whatever his name is. Garfield.
Simon and Garfield.
Yeah, exactly. Great duo. One of the greatest duos in history. Yeah, lasagna and Mondays.
I love Garfield. I haven't thought of him in so long.
Do you know?
You bringing it up brings back good memories.
Yeah. So my girlfriend's dad gets the paper,
Yeah.
and no, I don't think anyone else still does. But not anybody. But like my parents don't. Nobody in my life does.
Sure.
So.
In your immediate circle.
Exactly,
Gotcha,
exactly.
okay.
People still get the paper. But the comic section, I was reading that the other day. I used to read that all the time as a kid, and that was so cool to go back and read Beetle Bailey and like Peanuts and things like that. It was amazing. Oh my
I don't
gosh.
know Beetle Bailey.
Who's the kid that gets into trouble?
Not Family Circus.
Dennis.
Dennis the Menace.
Oh,
Yes. Yep.
it's so
Super good.
cute.
Yeah.
So good.
Man.
So keep producing those. Keep
Yeah.
rocking it.
Keep creating those comics.
Keep making the cartoons. Well, hey, how about some good news? So last week, we shared our blindfold. We were doing those track and field events over at Hermantown High School. We got a message from a viewer who informed us that the young man on the right here who helped us during shot put, his name is Evan Sensed. Evan actually recently took first place in the 7AA sections and is heading to state in shot put.
Oh.
So big congrats, Evan.
As he should.
And
Yes.
it's funny because, in that story, too, I remember saying Hunter actually went to state in shot put, which was a lie. Evan's going to state
how
for
hyped
shot
he
put.
is.
Yeah.
Jeez, that was a beautiful throw. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Do you know what? On top of everything else, he's a nice young man.
Yeah.
He was so sweet to us.
He is
when
very
we were
nice.
trying to work with
Yeah.
him. Yes.
Especially, I had no idea what he was doing, but he's such a good teacher. So
Yes.
kudos to Evan. That's
Yep.
amazing.
Yeah,
Good luck.
respecting his elders out there.
Yeah.
His elders. Yeah.
Three of us. Well, can we take a moment to vent on this Monday?
Let's bring it
Got
on.
some things
Let's
I can
vent
talk
about
yeah.
Minnesota's men's sports because Minnesota's Big Four title drought lives on after the Timberwolves were sadly eliminated by the Thunder in the Western Conference Finals. So guess what? It has now been 34 years since a Minnesota men's team in the MLB, NBA, NFL, or NHL has won a championship. No other city in the country has a current drought of over 20 years in those leagues.
Over 20 years.
Wow.
And you
Yeah.
got 34 years.
Yeah,
That's
so
unbelievable.
the thing is, my friends are all Packers fans. I don't know how that happened. One of them's from Minnesota, and they keep talking about, what was that, 2011 when the Packers won. I just wish the Vikings would win. I wish the Timberwolves would win. I wasn't alive when the Twins were winning back in 87 and 91. My parents got to experience that. Fortunately, my dad grew up, he went to law school at Duke, so, we're Duke basketball fans, so they've won some titles.
Sure.
But not the Minnesota.
What
so,
would you be happiest? What team would you be happiest
Ooh.
if they won a championship?
Oh,
man.
For me, it's Vikings.
I'd go
Probably
Vikings.
the Vikings.
Yep, for
Yeah.
sure, Vikings.
Just so much pain involved there.
Is it a curse or what's going on with Minnesota teams? It's unbelievable.
I don't know. Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
It's sad too with the Minnesota Wild, falling short. Yeah, we just want to talk about it. Is the men's teams, as our director Shania says. It's the Big Four men's teams.
Yeah, Lynx rock. Go
but,
Lynx.
Yeah,
Gotta
the Lynx
keep
have
it
been
UHL.
great.
And
yeah,
you're right.
Saturday. Yeah,
Yes,
that was great.
exactly.
Oh man,
Fantastic.
But
So-
those Vikings, it's been depressing.
Sounds like, women are better than men right now. Go get it, women. So
agree with
fantastic. Coming up on today's show, we're busting a few summer myths, of course. Are sunburns a good base for a tan? Do you need to wait half an hour after eating to swim? Well, we're going to get the answers from a doctor later here on Northern Life. I think we all ask these questions at one point or another. in our
Yeah.
life.
Are cicadas beautiful?
No.
No,
I'll
sorry.
debunk that
Oh.
one right now. As we start this new work week, Americans are dreaming about their perfect vacation. According to a new study, the perfect getaway should last 11 days, be 3 hours from your home, and cost $8,800 per person. Per person?
That's wild.
That's what it says.
$8,800 and
I
you're
don't-
just 3 hours from your home?
I don't know how you're doing that. I mean, what, International Falls
I was
is
gonna
like
say it.
2.5 hours
Yeah,
away? $8,800 per person is that's a lot of dough.
Does it mean at least 3 hours, or does it? I don't know.
Yeah, who did this study?
Yeah.
I
I
think you could
don't
own
know.
the town of International Falls for $8,800. Jeez.
Oh man, well, according to many, a vacation can only be considered perfect if you can completely relax and recuperate, create meaningful moments with others, or you can travel alongside people whose company you enjoy. The study by Go City, there we go, there's the answer, also found the top culprits that can derail an otherwise perfect vacation include unexpected costs, travel hiccups, or if your hotel is maybe further away from local attractions that you might want it to be. But yeah, $8,800. I think we went to Hawaii and it was less than that.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
As a group.
total, yeah,
Yeah.
like as me and my husband, and it was way less than that.
Yeah.
And Hawaii's kind of expensive.
Yeah,
you know?
Yes.
right.
For
And it
food
takes
everything.
a long ways to get there. So
Yeah.
3 hours from my home, yeah, 8,800.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was. We went on a cruise, and then we went to all sorts of different places down in Florida, and it was way less than that a
Yeah.
person. It was like $22,000 a person or something.
But was it the perfect vacation?
Honestly, it was. I got to relax.
okay.
I kissed a dolphin. Life was good.
true.
That's true.
Yeah,
You got to watch the Daytona 500?
Yes, it was a great vacation. I don't know.
Well, Americans are also finding it hard to pay attention this work week. Research has shown that over the past couple of decades, attention spans have significantly shrunk out there. According to reports by CNN, back in 2004, workers could pay attention to a computer screen for about 2.5 minutes. However, a few hours later, that dipped to about 75 seconds. And our most recent study found that workers pay attention to a screen for about 47 seconds before getting distracted.
Is it the cell phones? Is that what it is? Because you
Probably
always are
cell
looking down at the
phones.
cell phones,
I
right?
know, watching TV nowadays, I'm sitting on my couch and I'm not even watching the TV. I got my
No.
phone out going through Instagram Reels while the TV's on.
I caught myself the
yeah.
other day watching YouTube. Yeah, YouTube and watching TV at the same time. So what am I doing? I'm wasting electricity.
You just want a little mix of both, man.
Yes,
Live
yeah.
life dangerously.
I guess so.
I feel like my computer screen at work, though, I look at it for like 1 second and then I get distracted by something else
Yeah.
because an alert goes off on my phone about some news thing or some news thing happens elsewhere, and then I'm like, oh my God, my attention, where is it? I don't know.
Yeah, that was something early on in the job here is I had to mute my emails because I'm like, I
Yeah.
can't keep getting emails while I'm at, whatever, going on vacation or going on the weekend. So.
And I can only have like a couple tabs open. I can't do the 30 that some
it's
people
so
have.
stressful.
Like coming up, a seasonal ship begins their summer trips, bringing UP residents up to Isle Royale.
Welcome back, folks. There are many pearls of wisdom we've all been fed about the summer season, but what's hearsay and what's true?
Our sister station gets some answers that may contradict your parents' or your grandparents' advice.
Ready, set, go. It's the season to sun,
I am so pale. I'm like Irish pale.
swim,
I love being under the water.
Me too.
and savor flavors.
Watermelon hot dogs and some steak on the grill.
But that melon can be ominous.
I've heard if you swallow like specifically the black seeds, it will like grow inside of you.
Had you ever heard that?
Oh yeah.
It's a warning you've likely heard too.
We're gonna myth bust right now. The watermelon ain't gonna grow in your belly.
And he would know. Dr. Krish is a pediatrician with Hennepin Healthcare who fields lots of summer questions around advice like this.
When I was your age, there used to be a rumor that you had to wait 1 hour after you ate to get in the pool.
Why?
Exactly. Sounds like torture.
Yeah.
Even his 9-year-old daughter knows it just doesn't make sense.
If I eat my lunch, then I think I could just go back in and have some more fun.
She's right.
So I'm never gonna tell you to not listen to your mother, okay? However, unfortunately in this case, there is no scientific evidence to say you have to.
I love it. Okay, kids, just jump right in.
Yeah, don't listen to your mother. Listen to your mother.
But
Yes, but yes,
It's okay.
you can.
And about that sunscreen.
I think it's a myth that those of us with darker complexion don't need sunscreen. It's really important we wear sunscreen as well. So anyone, all the time, when you're going out and getting direct sun exposure, should be getting a good sunscreen, SPF 30 or higher.
so even though you may not see a sunburn, it could be damaging the skin. So
Skin cancer can occur in all skin types.
As for those in pursuit of the sun, you may have heard this.
Usually I have to burn and then wait for it to fade to get the tan. I kind of have to just wait it out and like use the tanning oil. I kind of burn first and then it'll turn to a tan.
After 18 summers,
It's the last week of high school for us.
these Minnetonka friends are right.
Some burns will cause you a tan.
But he offers caution.
Any burn is not good for your skin. It is a sign of the skin cells breaking down and then sort of regenerating. It's not good.
Advice for the future. And for these girls, the future is especially bright.
So you're going to,
DePaul.
and you're going to.
Loyola. St. Olaf. St. Olaf. University of Minnesota.
In Eden Prairie. With photojournalist Jose Pascual, Susan Elizabeth Littlefield, WCCO News.
I still don't eat the seeds of watermelons due to that fact.
of
Or not
that.
fact, sorry. The myth. Yeah.
You just debunked it.
Yeah, I'm a pediatrician.
That's wild.
That is wild. Yeah, I remember being told back in the day like don't swim right away because who knows?
Cramp up
why.
or
You might
whatever.
cramp.
Yeah.
You've seen the SpongeBob
Drown.
the SpongeBob clip where Patrick gets the Charlie horse.
Yeah, that didn't help
Yeah.
anything in our
No.
childhood.
No.
It did not.
Jeez. Oh
Did
my
not.
gosh. Thanks a lot, SpongeBob.
Flight from the lakes to the sea, a group of Marilyn Monroe lookalikes ran into the water on an Irish beach, all for a charity swim raising funds for women's cancer care. The video here shows nearly 200 people in platinum blonde wigs running into the surf with beach balls. This is the Mater Hospital Foundation's second year hosting that event, which has now raised more than 33,000 euros.
Huh. I thought these were going to be people who legitimately looked like.
Yeah. Oh, come on, they don't look like it.
Just see the hairstyle. That's about it.
The wigs.
That's all they got.
That is so funny. Off the North Shore, Isle Royal National Park season has kicked into a new gear. While there are several ways to get there, one ship has been delivering people to the park for decades.
Colin Jackson was in Houghton to see the ship's first departure of the season and tell us about the people aboard.
Clear skies and a sunny morning greeted passengers aboard Isle Royal National Park's Ranger 3. Today marks the ship's first 6-hour voyage of the season from Houghton to Rock Harbor. It has delivered both longtime visitors and newcomers alike to the island park since 1958. This now includes college graduate Ryan Birch.
All of us just graduated college and we're trying to find a trip that's fun and exciting, some adventure. Before we start our full-time jobs, we're ready for a challenge.
Birch is joined by fellow friends and graduates William Craven and Trevor Eustace on this journey.
Well, I've known these two guys I'm going with for most of my life and made a lot of memories together. I feel like this is just a new one that, we'll definitely share forever.
We're gonna hike a good amount along Lake Superior shoreline on there, and it's just gonna be extremely pretty and something we've never seen before.
The trio from Lower Michigan are some of the 30 passengers that left for the island today. According to the park, this number is expected for the first voyage.
It is typical that we start out a little bit slower in the first week of the year. In the next couple weeks, we start to see more and more of the amenities available on the island. Mainly the people you have going out earlier on is boaters and backpackers.
I asked Roth if recent cuts in federal funding are affecting the Ranger 3 scheduling this year.
There are no changes at this point in time to the services that are being provided versus years past. So everything is functioning the same as it has previously.
According to the park, the Ranger 3 will continue to transport passengers to and from the island from now until early September, wrapping up its season. Colin Jackson, TV6 News, Houghton County.
Welcome back, everybody. It's super cool that they have that boat going back and forth from Houghton to Isle Royal.
Yeah, that reporter's voice also scratched my brain. That was
in a good way?
In a very good way.
Yeah.
I like that reporter's voice. Yeah.
I also learned that Houghton has a lift bridge.
Yeah,
I did not know that.
No,
I didn't know that either. I also just the beautiful views too of the boat.
Yeah.
The photographer for that story was able to capture so many different shots.
I hope it was Colin.
Yeah,
Good job, Colin.
Good job.
Hey, back in the UP, third grade students are saying goodbye to the monarch butterflies that their class raised during the month of May. The class in Iron Mountain, Michigan documented the growth of the insects from eggs to maturity, documenting those changes along the way. And their science teacher says the hands-on experience got them super excited to learn there. The students felt bittersweet about having to watch their butterflies leave, though, but hope they can catch them next year when they go back to the garden out there.
Yeah, it would be sad. It's like letting your classroom pet go.
I know. Oh, it's so sad. I remember doing that in elementary school, though.
With butterflies?
Yeah,
Oh,
tracking
really?
butterflies. I don't remember if we took them out. We must have. I doubt they would have stayed in the classroom.
They're still locked up in the classroom right now. Just
all these years later.
Yeah,
That'd be 2 decades, 2+ decades ago.
We had little baby chicks in like our first or second grade classroom. Yeah, it was so fun. Yeah, unsure what happened to the chicks afterwards. Maybe they go to a farm. Yeah, farm.
I'm sure they do. I'm sure they
my
do.
chicken salad I'm going to be eating later today. Down in Iowa this past weekend, Red Bull held their Soapbox Derby race in Des Moines.
Yeah, non-motorized cars barreled down a custom course with turns, jumps, and obstacles. Our sister station shows us how those teams of 5 prepared for that action.
50 teams from across the country have been selected to compete in the Red Bull Soapbox race this Saturday in Des Moines, Iowa. The one and only team from South Dakota is led by Seth Elkins, who last participated in the race back in 2022.
They decided to come back, and they sent me an email and asked if I wanted to do it again, and I said, absolutely, of course. So.
And from there, he got to work. First, getting the team back together.
So I'm an engineering student. My brother is an engineer. My wife on the team is a designer, and then our friend is also a designer and animator, and then my dad is a doctor. So that's our team, and it was just kind of like the perfect team to assemble for this event.
I'm excited. I feel like there's a little bit more pressure this year because the last time we did this, we like kind of crashed right away. We didn't test anything. So I'm just excited to get a chance to try again.
I've never done it, so I'm excited to kind of see what it's like. You know, I'm from Iowa originally, so I've been to Des Moines many times, and so I'm excited to head back there.
The team will be competing under the name Plausible Harm and showcasing a theme that's sure to have an impact.
So it's going to mainly just look like an old junker car. We're going to add, you know, some rust effects, that kind of stuff, but it'll be a crash car. So it'll have all the crash test stickers all over it, and then I'll be dressed up as a crash test dummy with my brother in the passenger seat, also dressed up as a crash test dummy. Either way, we're going to, you know, slam into a hay bale at the end, or if we make it there.
The teams will be judged on creativity, kart design, showmanship, navigation, and race time. But the event is less about competition and more about having a good time.
Just as an engineering student, as somebody who has spent my whole life loving to build, tinker, create, again, this is just right up my alley. It's what I love to do. So being able to do it with my family, friends, that kind of stuff is awesome. It feels great.
In Sioux Falls, Mark Brim, Dakota News Now.
That's wild. Kind of cheating having an engineer making a car.
Yeah.
I mean, he looked like his car was really good.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Better than me.
Right?
Yeah.
Yo,
You don't want me
us.
making your car.
No way.
That'd be bad news. Well, hey, stick around. We have a few must-see viewer submissions when we return.
Well, before we go today, a little Bambi was spotted thanks to our executive producer, Ben, and his lovely wife. In case you didn't see it on our socials, here's the moment that was captured in Duluth of a mama deer making sure her newborn was safe and protected.
Cute.
Look at that. That's so sweet.
Small.
I've heard that the mom usually sometimes will run off, right? And then the baby will be alone, but the mom's like watching from kind of far away.
Oh.
I've heard that before.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And then
Crazy.
I've heard too that you're not supposed to approach the baby deer in that case because it looks like the deer might need help, but yeah, mom's watching just from a distance as she probably goes and gets some food for that little guy.
So small, so cute.
Sweet.
Very alert mother there.
Why can baby deer just walk right away when they're born? Doesn't that, like, why do we as humans
They need to
need,
crawl.
like a whole year?
Exactly.
Let them crawl.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Babies are so slow.
They really are.
Yes.
Come on, Wills.
Well, before we go today, who needs a truck or a trailer when you have a sunroof? I was scrolling on Facebook the other day, saw this photo which was being shared online. It was in a neighborhood group for the residents of Blaine, Minnesota. So it looked like they maybe stopped by their local Menards or their local Fleet Farm and put some wood in the car that could not make it through the back.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to go on a ledge and say that he's getting pulled over. I'm guessing that's illegal.
Sounds like you might drive under a bridge and yikes.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us today. We love you.
We'll see you back here tomorrow.
Find some time to throw a line or just head outside to unwind. That's the life in the great North Woods. Hike or bike, whatever you like. Get out in the day, enjoy the night. Yeah, we got the life in the great North Woods. Yeah, we got the life in the great North Woods. Yeah, this is Northern Life.